Are you ready to begin the home buying process? I am so glad you are watching this video because that is exactly what we're talking about. So stay tuned. I got you covered. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Lynette Selby Real Estate. I'm Lynette Selby and I am a licensed realtor in the state of North Carolina with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Yost and Little Realty. So let's get started with today's episode. We are going to discuss the home buying process from start to finish. So let's get started. So first, if you have made that decision that you want to purchase a home, congratulations, because that is a really big deal. And it's a huge first step, and that's actually the very first step in the process, is deciding that now is the time and you are in fact ready to purchase a home. So once you have taken step one and you've made that decision that now is the time to purchase, step two would be, and this is what I tell my clients, that step two would be to begin interviewing some real estate agents in the area and find one that you are comfortable working with, one that you know, one that you can connect with, and let that real estate agent be able to be there for you and guide you through that home buying process. So once you have found a real estate agent that you trust and that you know is going to have your best interest at heart throughout the entire transaction, then I would do step three. And step three of the process would be getting pre-qualified or getting pre-approved with a mortgage lender. And the reason that I say that this step should be step three and not step two is because if you have a good real estate agent in your corner, they would be able to help you with that process of finding a lender in the area that works with, if you have some special requirements. For example, if you are a vet or you are a first-time home buyer, they will be able to point you in the direction with some recommended lenders that specialize with what you are needing, that meets your requirements. So they will be able to connect you with a lender that works specifically with your situation. So that's why I say get your real estate agent and then begin that pre-approval process. But you don't necessarily have to do it that way. You can flip it around if you choose to. So we've talked about step one, step two, and step three. So step four would be to have a buyer consultation with your real estate agent. And this is a time where you can connect via Zoom, or you can go to your real estate agent's office. However, just connect, get together and have a buyer consultation with that agent. Let that agent explain to you the entire home buying process from start to finish. Have that agent explain what they are bringing to the table, what you can expect from them, and also let them know what they can expect from you. I think the relationship between the real estate agent and their client is so important. Things like this need to be addressed. You have to talk about these things. So, and also during that buyer consultation, your real estate agent would get with you and decide your budget, what you're looking for in your next home, how many bedrooms you're looking for, how many bathrooms you need in that home. And then that real estate agent can craft together a search criteria for you and possibly set you up on their portal. And that way you will be notified when new homes that meet your criteria hits the market. And then you guys can set a time up so you can begin going and viewing those properties. And that would be the next step, is to begin that home buying search. And that is going and looking at properties and checking them out with your real estate agent, attending open houses so you can, go in and take a look at these properties to see if this is a property that you could see yourself purchasing and living in with your family. So after we have done all of that and we are going and we're viewing properties and you find that one property that you are ready to make an offer on, it is the one. So now what do? This is when you and your real estate agent will work together and negotiate an offer. Your agent and you will sit down together and you will go over that offer to purchase and contract line by line and craft an offer that you are comfortable with. And then you sign off on that offer, and then your real estate agent will then forward your offer to the listing agent, and the listing agent is the agent representing the seller in the transaction. So once that is done, that listing agent or the seller's agent will present that offer to the seller. And three things can happen at this point. So once that offer has been sent over and the seller is now reviewing it with their agent, that seller can do three things. That seller can, one, accept the offer, which would be perfect. If that offer is accepted and they like it, they sign off on it, boom, you're under contract. It's just that simple. But if they like some pieces of the offer, but not everything, then you may have to do a little going back and forth with the negotiations, and then the seller will counter offer to include what is some of the things that's important to the seller. For example, if you listed that you would pay $100,000 for the home, but the seller's like, no, I think I can get a little bit more of the home, that seller can counter offer and list that they are expecting $125,000 for the property versus $100,000. And then if you are satisfied with that and you're comfortable with that, you can sign off on it, and then you're under contract. So that's if the seller has countered and then you've agreed to the counter terms of that offer, you sign off on it, then it gets sent back to the listing agent and the seller approves it, then you're under contract. So that's the second thing that can happen when you're negotiating and sending those offers off. The third thing is the seller can just frankly say nothing. They just don't respond. And usually when they don't respond, it means that they are not interested in your offer. Either your offer may have been too low, they just didn't like some of the things that you've included in the offer, and they're just not even going to acknowledge that an offer was even submitted. So that's the same thing as basically they're rejecting your offer. So let's just say, for the sake of the video, that they have accepted your offer and you are under contract. So that's perfect. You're under contract. So now it's time to celebrate and continue going through that home buying process. So now that we're under contract, the next thing that you would need to do is to do your due diligence. And in the state of North Carolina, you can go into what is called a due diligence period. And during that period, that is when you are doing your home inspections, your appraisals, and just making sure that you want to continue with the purchase of the home. You're basically doing your due diligence just to make sure that this is a property that you want to purchase and continue with. So once you have done all of your inspections, and everything is good to go, the next step is just your final loan approval. And this is when your loan goes through underwriting or final underwriting, just to make sure that your financial portfolio kind of hasn't changed, no changes to your credit, no changes to your job, and that the lender is basically can tie every little piece together to make sure that you are indeed qualified and eligible for that loan. So the next step after, you're going through that due diligence and then you're going through that final approval process would be to receive that clear to close from your lender. And those are the best words ever. As a real estate agent, as a client, just to hear that the lender has given you the clear to close. And what that means is that everything has checked out, everything is great, and you can close on that property. So that would be the very next step, is to close on the property. This is usually when the buyer will meet with their real estate agent at the closing attorney's office, and they will sign lots of paperwork. When you're obtaining a mortgage, there's lots of paperwork to sign. So you will sign and sign and sign. And once everything has been signed, the closing attorney will record the transaction and record the deed. And once everything has been recorded and it's on record, you are officially a homeowner. And that's the best news ever. So you will be officially a homeowner, and you will receive your keys, and you have purchased your very first home. So I hope that you have found this information useful, and it kind of gives you an idea of what to expect throughout that home buying process. But if you have any questions, or if there was something that I didn't touch on, or if you were something that didn't quite make sense, please leave me a comment. I'll check it out and I'll get right back to you. Remember, guys, that I upload videos every Thursday, so make sure, if this is the type of content that you guys like, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you'll never miss an episode. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking with you guys. So please leave me some comments. And like I said, I'll get back with you if you guys have any questions. If you need anything, if you need recommendations for lenders, I can do that. If you need any real estate agent recommendations, doesn't have to be in North Carolina. If you live, in a different state, but you need some recommendations for a good real estate agent in your area, let me know. I can provide that for you guys too. So, I'm just an email away. Or you just leave me a comment, and like I said, I'll get right back to you. But I've really enjoyed talking to you guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and click that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.